Hey, what is up, folks? Zero Fats here, coming at you on behalf of adventuresontheriver.com. That is the place where I can teach you, you can learn how to make a full-time income selling on Amazon.com. Okay, I got a video for you right here. I kind of debated whether or not I wanted to put this video up on this channel or not. I'm not sure exactly how it kind of fit in to this channel, other than the fact that I feel like all the people who watch this channel are going to want to know about this. So forgive me if it doesn't fit into any category that I have here on this channel. I'm going to file it under money saving tips, but it doesn't necessarily go there. What I wanted to talk to you guys about is banks, okay? And if you've watched my videos, you might think that I got some kind of private war against the banks, the local brick and mortar banks, or all the big banks. You might think I got some kind of vendetta against them. I don't. But I believe in just a little bit of transparency. It's funny, man, because I learned a little something new about the banks last week. You know, I got a little letter from my bank, just talking about this and that, about my accounts, and on the back of, you know, the form, I was kind of looking at it, and I was noticing this privacy thing. Excuse me. I was just talking about, you know, what the banks have a right to do with my information, and I went a little deeper down this rabbit hole than I ever have before, because a lot of times, like I said, I'm pretty busy. I'm a pretty busy guy. I got a lot going on. So I don't look at it too close usually. The general idea is they hold my money, and we both get something out of it. It's a mutual thing. But you guys should really take a closer look about what your bank's doing, because they're getting a little more out of you than probably what you want to give. Here's something that's important to remember about banks. I'm kind of rambling this on. I don't mean to drag it out. But banks have affiliates. I have a bunch of people. Now my bank, I talked to him on the phone about it after I was reading about it. Now my bank has thousands of affiliates. I bank with a pretty big bank, but they have thousands of affiliates. Okay, what does that mean? All right, that means they got a bunch of companies that pay them money for information about their customers. What kind of information are their affiliates paying them for? Okay, well, that's easy. They're paying them to know what you're doing with your cards. Like, let's say you got a debit card for your bank. Well, your bank is going to track all your transactions. Okay, you know, if your bank's affiliated with Domino's Pizza, and your bank's gonna track how many times a month you're buying pizza with your debit card at the store, or at Pizza Hut, or at Domino's, or wherever. And Domino's is paying your bank for that information. They want to know how many people who are banking with your bank is buying a lot of pizza every month, or buying a lot of this, or buying a lot of that. They're paying them for that information, and they can use it however they see fit, whether that's to send you coupons in the mail every month or whatever. Now, I'm using an innocent example, like a pizza place, okay? But you have to understand, you know, my bank is affiliated with thousands of people. There are thousands of people paying my bank money for information about me and for about everybody else who banks at my bank. They're paying them for information about the transactions that we're doing, about what we're buying, about how often we're buying it, what our credit score is, how much money we're depositing into our bank, how much money we're taking out of our bank. They have thousands of people who are interested in this information, this very personal information, who are paying them for this information. So I think that's interesting, and it's very telling. The bank is buying and selling your habits. They're buying and selling your spending habits, your saving habits. The banks are buying and selling this information by the pound. So I hope you guys are aware of that. And what can you do about it? Okay, you can call your bank, and you can limit information that they're sharing. You can limit that. Okay, you don't have to let them share all that information. You can't limit all of it. You can't completely cut it off. And they're a little bit vague about what they will limit when you try to talk to them about it. You really have to push them for it. But you can limit some of the stuff that they share. So anyways, wanted to share that with you guys. I think it's pretty important to know. Keep in mind, man, that we live in an information age. And information like this is being bought and sold by the pound. That's one of the ways that the banks are making money off of you. You talk about a free checking account, you think about the idea of a free checking account. Now, how free was it really if when you signed up for it, the bank's going to start tracking everything about you and selling it to thousands of other people so they can use it for whatever reasons, because the pizza place down the road is just a very innocent example. That's not the only people the banks are selling your money to, I promise you. Or selling not your money, but your transaction histories, your account histories, your spending habits, your savings habits, all that information about you. They're not just selling it to the pizza place down the road, I promise you. I know a few of my bank's affiliates, and they're definitely not pizza places. So anyways, I wanted to share that with you guys. It's kind of eye-opening. In a way, it's kind of jaw-dropping. And in another way, I guess it's kind of par for the course. I guess we all kind of figured things like that were happening. We just didn't really think about it, or we were just turned a blind eye to it. But I suggest that you all get in touch with your bank and make sure they're not sharing just tons of information about what you're buying, how often you're buying it, what you're saving, what you're spending, how much you're putting into the bank. I mean, this is all information that they're sharing. It's crazy. I suggest you all hop on board with that. I mean, how can you protect yourself? You can protect yourself by calling them and telling them to limit the amount of information they share. Also, you can deal with cash as much as you can. Like, the banks can't track when you go and you pull out, $100 in cash to make purchases. They can't track that. All they have a record of is you pulled out $100. They're going to track that. They're going to sell that information, but they can't track the fact that you pulled out $100 and went to the store and bought 3 books about cooking turkeys or whatever, and then went to another store and bought 2 pairs of pants, and then went to the grocery store and bought a gallon of milk and a bag of French fries. They can't track all that stuff. I mean, that's just things I was thinking about. How the banks do that. They just track everything. And it's just crazy, man. It's nuts. It is so just mind-boggling. I mean, and I hate to be like rambling on. I guess my mind's a little bit blown by it. Got into a real interesting conversation with my bank representative about it. When I questioned him about it, he said, well, what that means is, like, we're affiliated with the Pittsburgh Pirates. So, like, that gives them the ability to, call you and offer you tickets. I guess he must have, like, got the impression from talking to me that, I'm a sports fan, and I'm it kind of sounded like a type alpha male type personality, so he must have figured I was into sports, and I must like baseball, so he threw a baseball analogy at me or whatever. And I do love sports, but I wasn't into his baseball example, because I shot back at him, well, wait a minute, no, but you're not just affiliated with the Pittsburgh Pirates, right? And then he said, no, we're not just affiliated with the Pittsburgh Pirates. And I said, well, how many affiliates are you affiliated with? How many people are you guys with? And he said, thousands. But yet he tried to tell me that little example right there, that little part of the information giving that they give out, just meant that like the Pittsburgh Pirates could come and offer me tickets to the baseball game. It was so sneaky the way he did it. He tried to kind of make it come across like that's just because they're partnered with the Pirates. That's bull. That's just a bunch of crap. So, and he admitted that, once I called him on it. But it's crazy, you guys. I mean, it is crazy. I mean, be careful out there because, I mean, who would have thought, We've all been fooled into thinking that you have to have a bank account. You have to put all your money in the bank account. And then we've all been fooled into thinking, hey, don't deal in cash. It's safer just to have a card and just use your card for everything. Why? Why does nobody use cash anymore? Why do we use a card for everything? I'll tell you one thing. The banks are loving it because they have a detailed history of our spending habits, how much we make. I mean, if all the money you make is going into the bank, I mean, my bank's tracking everything. They're tracking everything that goes into the bank. They're tracking everything that goes out of the bank. If I purchase everything on debit card, they're tracking all that stuff. If I got an alternate savings account that I transfer money to, they're tracking that. They're tracking how much money goes out, how much money comes in, where the money's going. They're tracking everything, and they're selling it to their thousands of partners. It is insane. So if I were you guys, I would definitely check it out. Like I said, I'm not sure how much this information fits into this channel, except for the simple fact that, hey, I care about you guys out there, and I hope that I just want you to be aware of what kind of world we're living in and what's going on, because I know we're all interested in making money and we're all interested in saving money, but I hope you guys are all interested in kind of what's going on around you too. And this does have to deal with money, and it has to deal with the people who have their hands on your money, and I just want you all to know how much they're kind of like charting everything you're doing and like selling that information to people. They're doing that and they're not even giving you anything for it. I mean, you're not even getting a percentage of that. I mean, they're selling your information, like what you do and how you do it. They're tracking all of that, and like you're getting nothing for that. You're getting to put your money in their bank account with a really shitty interest rate, but like they're making lots of money off of just the information of what you're doing and how you're doing it, because they're selling that over and over and over to thousands of affiliates. It's nuts. I mean, it's nuts. The banks are making so much money off of you guys as just normal people, just because there's so many people that are interested in what you're doing and how you're doing it and how often you're doing it, and they're just making a lot of money off of it, and you're not even getting any of that money. So it's nuts. You have the ability to limit it, but you sure wouldn't know that unless you really read in between the lines. Anyways, that's all I got for you guys tonight. Like I said, I apologize if you don't feel like it fits into the channel. I just wanted to tell you guys so you knew what was up. I'll catch up with you next time. I got some great videos coming up. I want to talk some more about FBA. I want to talk some more about savings, and I want to talk some more about, there's some money marketing programs out there that people have been asking me to kind of look at and give my opinions on, and I'm going to do that coming up here. So I got a lot of videos in the works, and I'll catch up with you guys on that. But anyway, that's all for tonight. Not to make everybody paranoid, but keep your eyes open to think about what's happening. I'll catch up with you guys. Peace.